Welcome to the Ask Jason Weiss show. As you can see, today Jason is not here. I am filling in for him along with our very special guest, an old dear friend. Not that he's old, just we've known him for a long time. He is dear though. This is Chef Michael Jacobs. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So Michael, we've known, 25 years. Yeah, it's been a long time. We met him years and years ago, and we've stayed close ever since. He's a wonderful chef, a fantastic friend, incredible dad. I'd have to ask his wife about, the husband aspect, but definitely a dear, dear friend. Michael, so today, again, Jason's not here. We are filling in for him, and our idea was to come up with some maybe different side dishes for Thanksgiving that all cost $25 or less. They can have different variations. They can be made ahead of time. Some things, they're all different types of options. And I'm doing my favorite cranberry dish. And then Michael, later on in the show, he's going to do his favorite stuffing dish, or at least a version of it. So what we're going to do is I've started and I'm making a cranberry apple crumble. Most people, you buy a cranberry sauce at the grocery store in a can. Michael loves the jellied one. But I've always loved this particular one. So what I've started with is I've got 2 cups of fresh cranberries in a bowl. Now, cranberries, they've been washed and picked through. So some of them you can see they get really mushy and gross. So you have to pick those out because you don't want to eat those, or at least I don't want to eat those. And then what I'm doing is I am Michael, what word?
Peeling.
Huh?
Peeling.
I'm peeling with my paring knife, right?
Yes.
My cute little. Okay, so I'm going to peel.
How did you come up with this recipe?
I actually think it was my mom that made it first. And I feel like she's made it years and years ago. And then it's my favorite. I love it because I do like cranberries in all versions.
Right.
I'll eat the jellied one. I'll eat, anything mixed with turkey and stuffing and gravy is good with me.
Right.
But really I think she made it first. And speaking of my mom, she's currently on an airplane. I have to do a little shout out for, I can't figure it out, Angels for Angels. It's her breast cancer, Susan G. Komen, 3-day walking group. It's a 60-mile walk. She's going to San Diego. This is her 19th walk.
Yeah, I was going to say she's been doing this a while from what I remember.
60 miles in 3 days. This year she's raised close to $17,000 for breast cancer research.
Wow. Amazing.
It is. And her team is they're awesome.
They have a good group.
They do.
You put the camera down so we can see your cuts, so we see exactly how you're cutting.
Yes, sir. Okay, so I am just
perfect.
I'm just chopping it. It doesn't really matter. I'm not I'm just a home cook. I like to cook. I like to eat.
What are you talking about?
I'm not trained in anything other than, being a math teacher.
Your desserts and cooking is off the chain. Stop it.
Yeah. Thank you. You just like it because then it's less for you to do.
Correct. But it's true though. If it wasn't any good. But so your mom's dish that you've kind of taken over and put into your format. And have you adapted it through the years? And that's question one. And then question two is, when you're grabbing your cranberries, you just go in the store grabbing fresh cranberries. You them to they come loose. You buy them by the bag. What's
Okay, so I got just a bag of it.
Yeah.
And at the grocery store, some grocery stores, are more expensive than others. If I went to Aldi, they would have been like $1 for the bag. It's like a 12-ounce bag. Publix is about triple. So when you're looking to, price things out, you're going to want to make sure that you're going to places that, really keep it within budget. So I've got 1 cup. And like I said, it's just like 8 chunks. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So this is like 2 cups. This is going to be a 3 cup. So it's basically about an apple for every cup. And you need 3 cups. And then you take.
And Jason's going to post the recipes, correct?
Yeah, we can post the recipes.
Yeah, perfect.
So then you have the apples and the cranberry, and you sprinkle a 1/2 cup of sugar. It's a lot of sugar. The dish is very sweet. It's a lot of sugar. But you know what? It's Thanksgiving.
But when you add the sugar, do you account for how sweet the apples are versus the tartness of your cranberries?
That's a great question that I don't do.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
Right.
But I just get apples that I like, and I get Honey Crisp because I like that they're crunchy and they're sweet and they're a little tart and they're just not mushy.
Right.
So I sprayed my baking dish. I got this little dish, my little wedding, from 1999 dish. And I sprayed it with Pam. And then it would help. You put it in, and it's like this. And then next, in another bowl, we're going to make a topping. So
it's sort of like a cranberry cobbler.
Yes. Well, do you consider a cobbler something that has like a biscuit top or like an oatmeal top?
Growing up in Boston, in New England, I equate a cobbler top with something that is crunchy and sweet. So I'm biased to one or the other. It just has to be a sweet, crumbly, crunchy aspect to a top.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I kind of think of like my aunt would make an apple cobbler, and it was more like a biscuity top rather than like a crumble or something that was more of an oatmeal-y top.
Got it.
So we've got for the topping, we have a cup of oatmeal or of oats. I'm using
oats too if I wanted.
What?
I could use rolled oats if I wanted.
Yeah, what are these? These are old fashioned. I think you can just use whatever.
Okay.
I mean, my dish really cost like $5 because I needed to buy apples and I needed to buy cranberries. Everything else I already had in my pantry.
Right, you already have it here.
Right. So then we've got a cup of the oats, and we're going to do a cup of brown sugar. I like light brown sugar. It's just, I just don't like it too dark. I don't know. I feel like it gets not as sweet. I don't know. So then you pack it in. I'm sure you already know that you have to pack in brown sugar. So then it's a cup of brown sugar, a cup of the oats. Then we need 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. So that helps to, does that like help to absorb any liquids? Maybe? What does it do? What does the flour do?
So look, the way I look at it is, you know what a roux is, right?
Right.
So when we use cornstarch, flour, any starches, So remember, the cranberries have liquid,
Right.
and that'll be released once they start heating up. And the same thing with the apples. The apples have a lot of moisture. So those two ingredients are going to release into the baking casserole dish. So whatever's in there now, flow to the top because it's liquidy, right? Heavier items will flow to the bottom.
Okay.
Well, put your topping, quote unquote, on the top. So it will absorb some of that liquid as it's cooking.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay. So I have a stick of butter. I had been leaving it out for a little while, thinking that it would get nice and soft, but I guess I didn't leave it out long enough. So then we're going to take the butter, and you're supposed to cut it into the dry ingredients.
Right.
Whatever that really means. I just smush it up. So I take it all, and I just smush it. My hands are clean because I'm cooking. Well, not just because I'm cooking, but I've already washed them.
And now, that's something we can both talk about, like family. It's Thanksgiving, you're prepping. So like you can get the kids involved, you can get the family involved. This is a great little young toddler, my kid's age.
Oh, yes.
Right. It would
Gosh,
be
I love those munchkins.
right to like get their hands dirty, play with the oatmeal and the butter, and they create this beautiful topping with the sandy sugar.
Yep.
So it works.
It does. And that's a great way to get, like you say, get everybody involved, because it's not fair to make just, well, unless the person is very controlling and all that.
Anybody like that at all?
Yeah, nobody. Okay, so then I dumped it on top.
We see?
I'm trying. My hands are dirty, so I don't want to mess with the computer too much.
There you go.
So I dumped it on top.
Got it.
And I just smush it on.
So you pack it in there.
Yep.
Right. So then going back to the comment of, because of it is what it is, the liquids are going to flow to the top, right?
Right.
They're lighter than the apples and the cranberries. And that liquid's going to get absorbed by your crumble on top. And the fact that you packed it down, there's going to be like a layer of like mushy. And then the top part will be this like nice crusty part, I bet, right?
Nice. Yeah. Thank you for the explanation. So then this.
No, I just wanted to confirm what my suspicions were.
Yes, your suspicions are accurate. So then this goes into the oven at 350 degrees for 50 minutes. And it'll be all nice and bubbly and brown on top. I have one that I put in the oven already, and it's got a little bit more time left on it. So we will take it out of the oven in a little bit, and I will put this one in right now. And we'll get started with Michael and his dish, but I need to go wash my hands.
Okay. Well, I'll start while you wash your hands. All right. So I'm going to focus my camera on my mise en place. So I hope everybody can see. So,
what mise en place?
Yes, my prep, my organization of my items.
Okay.
In the kitchen, mise en place, everything in its place. My prep, my organizational stuff.
Okay, good.
You see my kitchen's sort of organized, where I got the pan already warming. I have my bowl here. I have a finished product, and I got everything lined up on a sheet pan like you normally see when you go to cooking demos.
Right.
So, and I'm just, anal because I've been doing it for 30-something years. Anyway, so
that's it. Just 30-something.
Yeah, probably more. So
you've been cooking since you were a toddler.
This is true. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna discuss the items that are in it, and then give everybody some ideas, and then we're gonna just start to do some of the prep, and then we'll jump in. So this is a really great stuffing recipe inspired by a mutual friend of ours, or acquaintance. So it started off with, excuse me, with a Chinese sausage. When you go to like Chinatown, duck sausage, a lot of those Chinese semi-dry sausages have foie gras in them, or they're mixed with duck and pork, or and pork and foie gras and goose liver, whatever. So that's how it originated. And then it's become all these different things over the years as I just want to clean out the kitchen, clean out the freezer, or utilize what I can.
Right.
Or I have samples from my, food brokerage, and everybody wants me to try this and try that. So
Right, the different vendors. Mm-hmm.
yeah, exactly. So today I have some really great chicken sausage that is not just a chicken sausage, but it's like really good for breakfast. So it has a little sweet tinge to it, which is nice. And I already diced that up. They come in like a breakfast sausage.
Okay.
So I diced some of those up already. Then I have my bratwurst. I have some bratwurst I buy. We cook them, and I had a couple extra, and I was like, well, that would be good for the stuffing because they're really nice and fatty. So you can put that in there as well.
Is bratwurst pork based?
Yes, pork,
Okay.
good amount of fat, and you can really see the fatness in there.
Okay.
And right now, I'm doing a lot of business where we have Aussie Select, which is now in Wegmans and a bunch of places. So we have 4 lines of lamb roast, and it's really great. There we go. Let's get some advertising. Right, black. So this is the commercial style, but we also comes in a 4-ounce sliced pack. That's really great.
Yeah.
And they come in 4 flavors. You got tikka masala, you got agave rosemary, you have prime rib, and then you have pastrami, which is one of my personal favorites.
Sounds delicious.
So that lamb, because it's already pre-cooked, it's also a good idea to put in there as well. But I like using it, for that purpose. Mm-hmm. So then I have my peppers. Now the recipe says green peppers and red and yellow, and I got what I got, and I was able to get a really good deal on yellow and red ones yesterday. Okay. So,
I find that red and yellow are a little less like offensive when you're eating them, like the afterwards. What do you think? I feel like that green peppers, like I'll taste them all day long.
Yeah, I have a family member that has that issue specifically.
Right. But the red and the yellow?
Yeah. Yeah, right. So as you know, green is more unripened.
Okay.
As it sits on the vine, it becomes red and yellow and yellow and then red and so forth. So they're variations of it. Right. A lot of people prefer the red and yellow, orange, ones. Yeah. That's not an uncommon issue. I try to avoid them. A lot of people use them as a filler.
Yeah. Would you ever put like a spicy pepper in there, like a cubanelle or?
Oh, for sure. For
okay.
Sure. You could use a cubanelle. You could use a jalapeno. You could use a chipotle. You could use a variety of.
Ooh, like a smoked sausage, with the chipotle, and that would be delicious.
Right. So, and where the bread we're using for this is brioche. Mm-hmm. Like if I were in Arizona or Texas, maybe I would want to use cornbread instead. Ooh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And then use chipotle and some corn, So like stuffing's like subjective. Everybody knows, really subjective to what you want or what you have, what your favorites are and what's in the area and what's fresh ingredient wise for you, right? That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, my husband, and he's really happy with the Pepperidge Farm version.
Yeah, I do know your husband, and I do know Buck that he's very happy with. But his wife is an excellent chef. So I don't know why he's still on that, but we're not going to go there.
It does taste good though.
I think a lot of us grew up on that. I'm not going to say we didn't.
Right.
So, well, this recipe is very, very simple. Again, like you said, you have a lot of stuff in your house, like staples. You have certain ingredients that we keep, like onions, and some people keep peppers. Not everybody keeps peppers, but onions and peppers and scallions, they're in mine only because I cook, and it really depends on what people want. Again, want to use a Spanish or a white onion? I'm not that. You know, that's an option as well.
All right. So, Michael, I'm going to interrupt you once again. We've got to go to a commercial break. You keep chopping, and we will see where you're at when we get back.
Got it.
All right, welcome back to the Ask Jason Weiss show. We are here with Chef Michael Jacobs, and we are doing Thanksgiving side dishes for less than $25. I currently have my cranberry and apple crumble, cobbler, wherever you come from, like part of the country you come from, is what you'll call it. We've got Michael. He's making his variation on stuffing, and we've got you finishing up your mise en place, which is all your prep work.
Correct. And like you just pointed out, I'm glad you said that. Depending where you are in the country, you know, stuffing and dressing are interchangeable depending where you're from, right? Because South, a lot of people call it dressing, and you can't really technically call it stuffing if it's cooked separately, right?
Right.
Really can't do that.
Unless it was inside the bird.
Say again?
Unless it was inside the bird.
Correct. Exactly. So, getting back to it, I'm just cutting up the rest of my veg. Again, this is basic stuff. This is celery. It's carrots if you want. You don't have carrots, don't use them. My kids like carrots, so I don't have any left because they eat them all. So, what I do is I got a pan going, and what I want to do is render down my chicken.
Okay.
So, or again, going back to it, if I'm cooking pork sausage, I want to make sure it's good. If I'm using the lamb, I just want to heat it through. Basically, I'm rendering it down any type of fat content that's in there.
Okay. That the stuffing isn't fatty.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Correct. So where I'm at with that is I'm getting that going. Now I'm going to take the veg. I'm going to put my celery, my onions, and my peppers in. And I'm just going to let it cook a little bit so that it all gets together.
Okay.
Remember, you're going to cook this in the oven, so you just need to get it blended together a little bit. You just need the melding of flavors. Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm trying to do.
Okay.
With that said, while that's cooking, I'm going to take my brioche and I'm going to cut it up into pieces. And I like to do the bread part the day before.
Okay.
It gets a little dry. And if you don't want to use brioche or challah, or you want to use something completely different, go ahead. Okay. I also took out we had some leftover mini croissants. Nothing wrong with them. They're full of butter.
Yeah.
I'm in, you know. So I throw those in there. I have no issue. Boom. Done. I have a brioche hot dog bun left over from the barbecue, and it didn't fit in the bratwurst. So I'm going, right?
Right.
And you know, it's brioche with brioche. So it really doesn't matter because it's getting cooked up together.
Right.
So
will it add a different texture?
I'm sorry?
Will it add different texture having the different types?
Yeah, it can.
Okay.
And what you have to remember, though, once it's drying out, it's all a crouton, so to speak.
Right.
So some will be more moist than others, and that's probably about it, you know?
Right.
But other than that, it's good. So while this is going, you know, you can see it's getting a little bit of color.
Yeah.
Together. Smells great. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. You know, I'm going to hit it with some pepper. Now, this is where it gets fun.
Mhm.
You want to add something to it, go ahead. You can add
Okay.
whatever you want. I have really nice Turkish olive oil from my friend Chef Iran at his restaurant Doya. He gave me some beautiful olive oil. I have truffle oil, which we're going to finish with. And if you don't want to get fancy, you don't have to use truffle oil. But I'll
Right.
show you how to save on Amazon, and they're not paying me to say that yet. So, and then I have some scallions here. I like scallions. The recipe calls for leeks, but leeks I couldn't find yesterday.
Okay.
They were sold out, which is fine. So I have some scallions, and I'm just going to use the white ends of the scallion. And with that, we're going to add that in at the end here right now to our cooking. So
Yeah.
a little bit of a fresher bite to it, so to speak.
Okay. Your kitchen must smell so good.
Um, yeah, doesn't smell like dirty diapers anymore, which is good. No. My wife will show
Be
me.
nice about them.
Yes. So again, see the colors. It's all about colors and flavors, and that's just beautiful. So I shut that off, and I'm just going to let it sit there. Now I have the breadcrumbs. So what I do is I buy, like, again, you can go to Publix, you go to any grocery store you want. The recipe calls for cranberries, like you're using cranberries, but mine
Right.
calls for sun-dried. So there's also a mix. This is a Southern Grove mix, which has sun-dried cranberries, cherries, and blueberries.
Hmm.
You don't have to add them all. I actually picked out the blueberries. Don't tell anybody. And
Okay.
constituted it in port wine.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm just adding that to the breadcrumbs. Okay. Now, if you want, you can deglaze with
Oh,
the port
okay.
wine,
Use of it. Uh-huh.
because we all know I don't like the waste, right?
Right.
So now we have our egg. One.
And does that like help to bind it or?
Yeah. Yeah. Egg helps keep it together. You know,
Yeah.
it's important. So now we're going to just mix that up lightly,
Mhm.
because what we have next is everything in the pan. So as you can hear and see, everything's dissipated.
Right.
It's
Looks delicious.
reduced out. Now I'm pouring that straight in. Okay.
Yeah.
What happens now is we just stir it all together.
Okay.
And what I do is I have some butter that I softened.
Uh-huh.
You know, I keep it room temp. And I'll do it the rough housing way. So before I do the butter though, let me take a step back.
Okay.
Plenty of time, so I'm not getting crazy. So on Monini black truffle oil, very good. It's really, really important. You have a wide variety of truffle oils out there now. You have ones that are really good and really shitty. So I'd really say that make sure you get a product that you like. And now
Right.
they're commercially made. So really make sure it's a good quality product. If you don't want to buy it and you're worried about how often you'll use it because you don't store it in the fridge, how good it'll stay, Sabatino, which also makes really good oil.
Uh-huh.
I can't see if I'm doing this the right way. Too bright.
Yeah. We get the idea.
All right. Anyway,
Maybe if you hold it up like
they make truffle.
They make truffle what?
It's called like truffle dust, zest.
Oh, okay.
Here we
So
go.
it's like a seasoning.
There,
Truffle.
right.
Very cool.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right. So this stuff is great because you can keep it in the fridge and it lasts a really long time. And what I do is I just put it in like that, you know, and it goes really far.
Right.
And not everybody likes truffle oil, truffle, you know, flavor. Don't add it. I'm not opposed to it.
Some people have mushroom allergies and
Correct. We know one specific.
yeah. He's not here today, but
Obviously.
we can still talk about him.
And then I add a little bit of, you can either add a half a cup of white wine, or you can add a half a cup of chicken broth or vegetable broth.
Can you do like a little bit of both?
If you want, I'm not opposed to either one.
All right, here's my shameless plug for Jason.
Do it.
Volume 1, Shit They Never Taught You in Law School by Jason Weiss. Volume 2, More Shit They Never Taught You in Law School.
I love it.
You can get them on Amazon.
It's a great book.
And Michael has been a part of each book. He's in both of them because, he's a big factor in our life.
Right. So here we go. So that's what it looks like, my stuffing. And again, it's not pretty, but it works. And this is the time you put your fresh herbs, whatever you want in there. Okay.
Okay.
Now, I take the softened butter, and I like when you're baking, so I like to make sure that the bread and everything's not going to stick. So I add it there first, right?
Although those like pieces that stick and get burnt, those are the best.
Of course. It's like the bottom of the rice, I learned.
Like the corner of a lasagna.
Right? So here we go. So everybody knows. We pour it in. Right? All done. And like you did with yours, I'm just kind of patting it down. Right? And I'm going to go into a 375. I just double checking, right? 375, did I say, Jacobs? 375 for 30 minutes. Correct. And it really depends if you have a big, convection oven or not. Commercial, it's really up to you. I'm not opposed to it. And then I take the butter, like I'm showing you, and I just put the little knobs on top because that goodness is going to seep through.
Right. And it'll help to prevent it from drying out?
Correct.
Okay.
So now that's done. That's going to go into the oven.
Okay.
I'm going to do it for 30 minutes. And I'm going to show you what the final version looks like.
Looks delicious.
So what's great about it is it's even better if you do it the day before.
Right.
And you can really have fun with this because you can use all different products.
Right.
But like I'm going to show you now, I like the end pieces because I like you were saying.
Right. Like a brownie, the corner of a brownie, that's the best.
Right? But I just want to show everybody if you could see it.
Right.
It's great.
Yeah, it's like a savory bread pudding, it seems like.
Correct.
Okay.
You get a little bit of the truffle if you want. You can throw some more truffle oil on top at the end. You don't have to. But it's really, really yummy. Now I'm really excited to see what your cranberry came out like.
Yep. Okay. So I just took it out of the oven and I put it, instead of doing it in the regular dish. So here it is.
Oh, disposable. I love it.
I put it in a disposable because it freezes really well.
Ah.
So I'll put this one, I'll let it cool down, I'll put foil on it and stick it in the freezer and then take it out for Thanksgiving. So I have one dish already made. And, the thing I like about this is that, yes, it's sweet. It goes with turkey. You can have it if you want it as a dessert. Throw a scoop of vanilla ice cream on it. It's good hot. It's good cold. It's good the next day. I just think it's good at any time.
I love it.
You can put a little, spoon in and nobody will ever know it's missing because you could just spread it back out. I promise I've never done that. But I've heard.
How far in advance have you done it?
Well, Thanksgiving,
are you making it now? Or
put this one in the freezer. We'll eat it next week. No, next week. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. It's already ready.
Perfect.
And then the one that's in the oven right now, we can eat that now.
Excellent. Excellent. So, if I don't love cranberries, what would be another option?
So I would do, you could really just do apples as an option and make it like an apple crumble, or I really think that any fruit is probably good over the summer. If you want to do strawberries, if you want to do peaches, if you want to, it doesn't necessarily need to be a Thanksgiving dish. Just do whatever's in season.
I like that. Yeah, I think a lot of people get carried away with like, oh, this is the theme and it has to be that.
Right.
And then you never have it again. And you're like, wait a minute, it's still in season, but that holiday passed.
Right.
know? I get upset with stuff like that because it's like, I still love it. Like my family, we eat like potato latkes like all year. Potatoes are delicious. And everybody does. So, but like stuffings, you really only see a stuffing really once a year. I don't make it all the time. Do you?
No, that's the only time we ever have it.
Yeah. So
it's a shame because it's so good.
But you can make them whenever you want. And I think a lot of people need to look at that and say, same thing with the cranberry molds. I mean, I grew up with cranberry molds where my mother would go crazy. They also used to make them for drinks too. They'd buy the fresh cranberries, strawberries, and blueberries, and they'd soak them in alcohol, depending what it was, like champagne or whatever. Right. And then they put them in the bun pans. Remember the round bun? And they put it in there and fill it with water. So then and then they would take their punch bowl, put that in cranberry and champagne, cider, apple cider, and Sprite, and they put it in there, and everybody would drink it. It was a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so
good ideas for this upcoming Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I'm excited because
because what? Because you're coming to our house. I'm excited too. Looking forward to having the whole family over. Your family, your extended family, our family.
We're very appreciative of it and looking forward to it.
I know, me too. Logan will be home from school and can't wait to have everyone together again.
That'll be great. We can go throw the ball around out back with the lacrosse sticks.
Oh yeah. Hopefully he'll, not get hit in the. Never mind.
But what I wanted to say, that was hot. What I wanted to say in closing was that whatever bread you use, it's really dependent on how much you add. So the ratio that I have on the recipe when you guys post it later, it's really important that you do bread to sausage and vegetables because the rise of the bread, and you can add a third egg if you want to really go high. If you want small and dense like this, then you only keep the 2 eggs. But I think it's really important how people do it. And that's pretty much it. Did you serve us a beautiful portion so we could taste it?
No, I'm putting it in the freezer like this. I already have one dish done.
I love it.
I'll send you a picture of the other one later after it's out of the oven.
Looking forward.
I'll plate it up for you with a scoop of ice cream.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Michael. It's been a pleasure. It always is.
Thank you for having me.
Fun. You see MBJ Hospitality Consulting LLC. You can find him at the numbers listed below, the website listed below, and reach out. If you need anything, just ask Jason Weiss.
Thank you.